Hey, Ralph Covert here. Welcome to Water Dog. Talking about songwriting. Something I love, something I'm glad you enjoy enough to watch and learn about. So today I want to talk about emotional center. Now, as you may remember from my components of a song video, I break a song down into four basic components, I guess. Lyrics, words, secondly, music, and in music I count both harmony, which is kind of vertical, and melody, which is kind of linear. So words, music, rhythm. Now in rhythm I count both everything from the notes and pulse of the song all the way up to the whole structure of the song and the way the pieces go together. If you watch my video, taking a song from a note to the song, smallest to largest, I break down all those different steps in between. And then finally, emotional center, which a lot of people don't really consider an equal part to those other three, but I do. And it makes it very helpful as I approach my songwriting, because thinking of it as its own discrete set of tools really allows me to give it the importance that it needs in the process. So, what is the emotional center of a song? In simplest terms, I guess, it's that resonance, that emotion that the song embodies. So, a sad song, or a happy song, or a song of hope or yearning, or a really angry song, a song of grief. So there can be different nuances. Just there's so many nuances of emotion that we kind of feel and express as human beings. There's an equally infinite number of emotional centers that songs can embody. And I think that's one of the reasons why music connects to us so deeply, is because songs have a power to connect with us on many levels. And by connecting with us emotionally, they can really tie in to aspects of our life, things we've experienced and gone through. And a really well-written song is going to have, lyrics that express or uncover or explain or embody things that we've experienced, but the other parts of the song also tie into that same emotional experience. A melody can make you cry even without words, or the rhythm and harmonic structure of a song can make you just dance and feel good all on its own, right? So all of the pieces are interacting with each other. And emotional center is a big part of that interaction. The way the song makes you feel is just as important as the beat, or in some ways more important, the music or the words. So, now, that's kind of emotional center, thinking of it from a listener's perspective. Let's turn it around and think of it from a songwriter's perspective, okay? So as you're writing a song, the most common way that you would put an emotional center in a song is that you're in the same emotional place that the song is coming from, right? And a lot of songwriters, I think, tend to stop the process there. So if I'm happy, I write a happy song. If I'm sad, I write a sad song. And the emotion's coming very directly from that, and that's great, right? It's a great way as a songwriter, as a creative person and a human being, to get off what's on your chest. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing, in the same way that, if you remember from the song structure class, we talked about 4-bar lines, 4-line sections, verse, chorus. Structures are very common and standard, often used song structures. Doesn't make them bad, but there's a whole other world of choices out there, okay? So one of the great pieces of writing a song from the emotional place you're in is those emotions are very accessible to you. So if I'm in a really, really sad place, the words to express my sadness are going to resonate with me. And my songwriter compass is going to help me choose those words that really express what I feel in that moment, right? And similarly, the melody and the chords and the rhythms and the way the song evolves and grows is going to very naturally come from the place that I'm in. So it can be a really great thing to write from the emotional center you're in. It can be a great way to express and explore what you're feeling through the medium of the music. But not every song you write do you start and finish in the same sitting. Sometimes it happens, but not always, right? In fact, probably not often. Well, so let's say I start a song, I'm feeling really brokenhearted and sad, and I come back to it 2-3 hours later. That same day, my emotions have probably evolved. I might be feeling a little less raw and a little more kind of deeply sad. So my emotion has actually begun to change. So I'm bringing that new emotional center to the same song. So there's a couple ways I could, as a songwriter, there's a couple ways I could use that. One, I could try to really recapture and remember how I was feeling when I was just completely heartbroken at first. And that's okay, that's good, that's just a choice, right? Or I could also accept the new mood that I'm in and bring that different perspective to the same song and the same ideas. So now you're starting to see how my different emotional centers of me as a human being, as I evolve and grow through the world, become choices that I make within my songwriting process. Now, if I take the song as far as I can go with it in my heartbroken state, and I put it down on my work tape, right? And I need to go cry, or get drunk, or go out dancing, or go for a long run, or do whatever I need to do to get over my feeling so completely brokenhearted. So before I do that, I put it down on my work tape, right? You remember from the 3-tape method, the work tape. And I'm going to put that idea down on the work tape because I just can't take being sad anymore. I put it down. I go on. Now, let's say I forget about the idea. I come back to it. Now, a couple months later, that work tape has been filled and has turned into a source tape. And now here it is on my cassette player. Well, wow. You know, I push play. Never use music stands for songwriting stations except in songwriting videos because they're terrible tables. But it doesn't block your view and it's the same height as my bar stool. So I don't even know what's going on now. I'm completely confused. Well, let's pretend this is a source tape and I haven't just made this entire mess of things. So there's my broken-hearted song. And I'm just out here before I make more of a mess. Awesome. Alrighty, so I've got this, come back, my work tape has been filled. It's come back as a source tape. I've managed to spill all my tapes over the floor and I'm laughing at myself. So I'm clearly in a different mood now, right? I'm kind of laughing at my catastrophe. I was in a creative mood and now I'm just kind of playfully laughing at myself. So it's a different mood than when I was originally writing that heartbroken song. Now that's kind of cool because one of the things that can happen is the mood I'm in now is going to affect and change. Drop my pick again. It's going to affect and change how I approach that material. So sometimes when you come back to the song later, it really allows you to understand and connect with that emotion on a deeper level, because it's not as raw and personal. So I've got some perspective. I can really kind of have a clearer idea where I was coming from. So I might choose to really dig in and sculpt deeper in. I might have a better understanding of why I was so sad when I was writing that idea. And I can really, I know the outcome of the story now because I'm sometime later in the future. So I can kind of set it up in the verses in the song, that me from that earlier day, whether I'm talking about it from a first person point of view or telling a story about a third person, John got his heart broken, not I got my heart broken. See, those are choices. Then it's not as personal, it's not as immediate, so I can tell the story with a little more nuance and guide it to where the story is gonna go. Sometimes you'll see it from a completely different perspective. You're still listening for and connecting with the original emotional center, but now you're able to kind of see it a little differently. Like there's a song that I'm going to play for you called "It's Over Now." It's a perfect example of this, actually, because when I did the initial thing, I was so heartbroken, and when it came back up on a source tape, I was able to look back and see what a complete cliche of myself I had become in my wallowing self-pity, and was able to take a lot of the words and emotional center of that song and really play around with it and have a lot of fun with it. So as an example of how different points of view could affect the song, to give you a nice sense, kind of think of maybe emotional centers as colors in a way. So and how blending different colors is going to give you new colors. Okay, so go with me on this. If I'm happy, and if I'm in a really happy mood, and I write a really happy song, that's going to be a certain type of song, right? My happiness of the song that I'm creating. So this is yet a fourth category of the different pieces of emotional center. So this is my mood that I'm in is combining and interacting with the emotional center of the song. So there's my emotional center as the songwriter, and there's the emotional center of the song I'm creating, okay? So if I'm in a really happy mood and I'm writing a really happy song, that's going to create a song that's all about, this bubble of happiness. It's going to be all about, okay? Now if I'm in a really sad mood, and I start writing a song, I'm working on a song, either it comes up on a source tape or I have an idea for a happy song, and I'm working on this happy song while I'm in a very sad emotional place. The choices that I make about happiness are going to be colored by that mood that I'm in. So a happy song written when I was sad will probably have a lot more of a yearning, a lot more of the happiness that's in the song might be more aspirational. It might be more really heart-tugging happiness. It might be more, it's going to be a different kind of experience, though, from a happy song I wrote when I'm happy. So if, let's say happy is yellow, and sad is blue. Okay, if I write a happy song when I'm happy, it's going to be very intense sunshine yellow, right? If I write a sad song and I'm really sad, wow, those emotions are really going to be coloring the how I see it and how I write it and how I create it. Now, if I write a happy song when I'm sad, it might be green. If you can follow the metaphor, it kind of helps. So that the emotion I'm feeling interacts with the emotion of the song. On the reverse, if I'm really happy, but I'm writing a sad song, that's where my metaphor breaks down because there's two different greens here. But you get the idea. A sad song I write when I'm happy is going to have a different take on being sad. You know, it might be a little more, it still could be an incredibly sad song, but there's going to be a whole different perspective on how I access that emotional center in the song. Now, the song that popped to mind as I was talking about this that'd be fun to explore, there's a song, It's Over Now. And like I said, when I wrote the original idea for it, this is on the Kisses 50 Cents album by The Bad Examples. When I wrote the original song, I was just wallowing in heartbroken self-pity. It was pretty sad. You know, the first line of the song is, I'd like to remember you the way you look this very moment, but now we're past it and I'm memorizing you were in it. Someone needs to make the move to say goodbye, so say goodbye. It's over now, it's over now, it's over now. And I wrote that first couple verses of the song, like literally within the first hour or two after this girlfriend and I had broken up, and she had left. And I was alone in this apartment, and I was feeling so empty, and she wasn't there, and I didn't know what to do. I was just bouncing off the walls, aching. So, you know, I want to remember, but I wanted to hold on. I was still so in love. You know, and so, you know, I want to remember, I wish I could remember you the way you look this very moment. You know, as she's walking out the door, I'm just trying to memorize every inch of her because I didn't want her to go. And the second verse is, you know, it goes on from there, right? So I wrote down the first couple verses of it and put it on my work tape, and I just couldn't take it anymore. I don't know what I did. So came back to me, you know, maybe a year later when that work tape had turned into a source tape. And I was in a whole different place in my life, and this fragment of song came up, and I started laughing. It's kind of like that mood I was in when I dropped my cassettes all over the floor here. I was just like, oh my gosh, what a goofball. And so as I wrote the song and worked on fleshing out, because remember with this 3-tape method, you take what's on the source tape, and your job is to move it one step forwards and then put it down on your work tape again. And I was having so much fun taking that character, that me, that absolute heartbroken wreck that I was, and playing around with it. And I'm like, okay, what can I have this character say? What can I say remembering? Because I had perspective on it, right? I had perspective thinking about it a year later, remembering how weepy I'd been, and what can I do to pile on the memories of it and just take it farther and farther. Like, you know, when I was 17, I felt emotions unknown to mankind. The love I had, the pain I felt began when they were mine. But now as the end approaches, I roll my eyes. No, not again. It's over now, it's over now, it's over now. Then on the bridge, and if you change your mind, just call me. I just want her to call me. If you change your mind, I'll be here. But looking at it from all this year later, you've got about a week or two until forever disappears. So you can see I was able to take I couldn't have written that line in that agony I was in at the moment. But a year later, I was able to go, yeah, I'm not going to feel this way forever. But right now, my whole universe is just crumbling. So, emotional center. It's really at the heart of what you do with your songs. And it's important and powerful to create stuff coming from the emotional center you're in as you're feeling it. That's a real power. It's a real tool you have. But like so many things we do in songwriting, it's a choice. You don't have to write songs that are in that emotional center coming from that place. You can write songs, you can deliberately choose to create something that's in a different place than you're in. And it's just going to create yet a new flavor, a new nuance, a new color, a new depth to your writing. Same thing when ideas come back up on your source tapes. or come up from a song you've written that you remember that's not on a source tape, but that you're still working on, the emotional center that you're in can help inform and shape that song. And sometimes it's going to work with it and heighten it and make it even more intense in that direction. Sometimes it's going to allow you to put a contrasting element in. And as you do the source tape, work tape method, a song might go through 3, 4, 5 flows through that process, So a song is going to have, just as we as human beings have nuanced and multifaceted feelings about things and emotions and experiences, your song then starts to acquire that kind of depth as you come back to it through this process over time, adding those different layers of understanding and how those layers of understanding and listening get filtered into the words and the music and the rhythms and the different levels and depths of the emotional center. So it's a really fascinating and exciting part of songwriting. And I hope you learned something. I hope you can apply some of your emotions to your songs. I'm going to finish here by playing an acoustic version of the song It's Over Now, so you can hear me both wallow in my blithering emotional mess and making fun of myself at the same time. As I said, this song is on the Bad Examples album Kisses 50 Cents. We do quite a rockin' version because that's a pretty rockin' album. Obviously, I'm acoustic today. Hope you enjoyed it. See you soon. Happy writing. I'd like to remember you the way you looked the day we met. But as you're walking out the door, I'm starting to forget. Someone needs to make the move to say goodbye, so say goodbye. It's over now, it's over now, it's over now. Your eyes are still off center on your face, it's strange to mention. It's been a year or two since I've been aware of your imperfections. I can't imagine loving someone else, but I'll work it out. It's over now, it's over now, it's over now. We'll make the same mistakes again. We've got our methods down. It's over now, it's over now, it's over now. When I was 17, I felt emotions unknown to mankind. The love I had, the pain I felt began when they were mine. But now as the end approaches, I roll my eyes, no, not again. It's over now, it's over now, it's over now. And if you change your mind, just call me. If you change your mind, I'll be here. Well, you got about a week or two until forever disappears. I'd like to remember you the way you look this very moment. But as you're walking out the door, I'm starting to forget. I'll always love you until someone else gets my attention. It's over now, it's over now, it's over now. Your eyes are still off center on your face. It's strange to mention. It's over now, it's over now, it's over now. It's over now, it's over now, it's over now. It's over now, it's over now, it's over now. And this songwriting lesson is over now. Take care. Happy writing. See you soon.
Maybe we don't belong together. I won't tell if you won't worry. There's time enough for time to tell what's going on.